Hi everyone, welcome to Pocono Landscape Challenge. I'm Connie Roberts.
And I'm Jim Skokoza.
You know, Jim, this is a beautiful backyard. What is happening here?
Well, this is going to be a great challenge. Okay, we're rehabbing in the entire backyard of this property. Large extended family, they want to do a lot of entertaining outside. We're going to take care of that.
Jim, so what are they trying to achieve back here?
Well, this is going to be a fun project. As it turns out, this particular client, we had done a large project for them, I don't know, probably 18, 20 years ago on another property. They loved what we did there, and it was a great space. We had a lot of fun creating that project. But they bought this house several years ago, and we've been talking for the last couple of years about what they want to do in the backyard and to transform it into a space that they can really spend a lot more time with their family. They have a large extended family, they have a lot of gatherings, and they really wanted to make a space that was going to be conducive to that. So over the last couple seasons, we've been talking about ideas and planning out what we were going to do here, and now we're underway. So there's a lot of elements. I'll take you through them piece by piece, and it's going to be an interesting project.
All right, I'm excited. Let's get started.
The crew starts work to build a retaining wall on the lower level. It's the first thing that needs to be done on this project.
Jim, I see the guys have been here for a few days.
Yep.
What exactly are they working on now?
Well, this project has multiple spaces. Okay, right now we're in the lower area. This is, behind you is an entry into a finished space in the basement that they use for family entertaining. This where we're standing is going to be a new patio, so we can come out of that room onto the patio. But above us is going to be a brand new deck.
Nice.
Okay, and if you look up at the window up there, they're putting in a 6-foot door, sliding door there, that's going to come right out onto the deck. And the deck will come out pretty much out to where you see the gentleman working here. And then it's going to step down onto a whole new paved area up top here. So right now we're just kind of focusing on getting this lower level built up to grade. As you can see, we have some issues in terms of elevation. There was an old retaining wall, if you want to call it that was falling down. That all came out. Now we got to build the two-step retaining wall here to support what we're going to do up above. So we're trying to get some of this element out of the way so these guys can come in after us and get the deck constructed.
Nice.
The weather is cooperating, so the crew can get a lot done on this retaining wall.
What a difference that a day makes in the spring with this weather.
Well, it's true. Last time we were here, it was pretty warm and unusually warm, I guess, but now we're kind of normal temperatures for this time of the year, but we're making progress, as you can see. So we have all our base stone in here for our patio because the deck contractor is going to come in shortly and build the deck overhead here. We've got his piers all formed and filled with concrete, ready to go. And what we want to do is to try to get some of the wall work done prior to him doing the deck so we don't have to work underneath the deck at a later date. So they've got the first tier of this wall, it's a double tier wall, to get up to our final grade of above, which is about 8 foot between here to the upper patio. Wow. So we're going to do 2 4-foot walls, and right now they've got the lower wall up to the proper grade, and now they're working on the drainage and the system behind the wall so we can make sure we don't have any issues down the road.
Oh, okay.
Let's take a look. We're getting ready to put some more stone back here. So we do the drainage pipe at the base, then we fill a space up between the wall and the backfill that we're going to put in here, about 2 foot wide, of just clean stone all the way up. Now you can see we have fabric in there, and that separates the soil from getting in and mixing with the stone, clogging the stone up so it doesn't mess up the drainage years later.
Right.
Okay, so we have fabric in there, and then of course as we build up with the grade and we compact everything, we have our geogrid, which is in layers in the wall. That'll tie back into the bank and anchor the wall into the bank so we have no failures down the road. So it's a little complicated, but it's a process that we go through every time we put one of these walls up.
Once the retaining wall is up, work begins on a new deck on the upper level.
Jim, you know, things are moving along. I see the deck is starting to take shape. I can kind of visualize what's going to happen.
It's starting to come together for you, right? So we're progressing here. You know, last week or so the deck went up, the structure, and now they're working on the decking and the railing system up above. You can see as we continue our wall out here, And down below the deck, you can see we just have our base stone there. Remember, we created that space, dug it out, put our base stone in there, so we didn't have to work underneath the deck structure with the machinery. And so when they're done with the deck, we'll go back in there, lay our sand, bedding sand, do our pavers, and we'll be done down below. But the wall, you can see, stretches all the way across here. This is a stairway going up to the upper level where all the action is going to be.
Nice.
And right above here in this space on the upper wall is going to be where the grill island is. So it's going to be a pretty cool place when it's all done.
Now that the deck is in place, work can begin on the patio below it. Coming up next, work on the large backyard patio gets underway. RJ Groner Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing staff has morning meetings where assignments are discussed. Then the crews head out to homes in the Poconos and Lehigh Valley, ready to maintain, repair, or replace your home equipment. RJ Groner brings the knowledge, giving you peace of mind. We've been servicing the area for nearly 100 years. We'll keep your home comfortable and safe year-round.
Whether it's an installation or emergency repair, call us at 570-421-7260.
First Northern Bank & Trust is your local loan specialist for personal and business loans. Local decision makers can expedite the approval process and customize financial solutions to help you reach your goals. At our independent community bank, you'll enjoy friendly service and the latest technologies. From 11 convenient locations, we serve customers in Carbon, Lehigh, Monroe, and Northampton counties. First Northern Bank & Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Now is the time to take your car to Best Auto Service Center in Tannersville. We have ASE certified technicians. Mention this ad and get a free winter maintenance check. Don't get stuck. Make sure you have adequate snow tires, windshield wipers, and a properly working battery. Best Auto can install rust proofing on your vehicle to protect it from salt and road grime. See the team for your next appointment at Best Auto Service Center, Route 611 in Tannersville. Visit our Facebook page for monthly specials.
Jim, I haven't been here for a while, and there's been a lot of work done here.
Yeah, we missed you. You know, we had to do a lot of work without your hand.
Oh.
So let me just kind of bring you up to date on what we've done so far.
Okay.
Okay, so we're opening up this space. You can see here we started to build our retaining wall on the back side of what this is going to be the large patio. Okay. We also put in this set of steps going up to the top because of above we're going to be putting in a small patio. That's where they're going to do cornhole and horseshoes and that kind of thing up there. And they want a small patio to sit up in that area. So this is how they're going to get up there.
Okay.
That wall continues on later on, but that's kind of near the end of the project. So we left a gap in the wall here because we're still kind of grading and doing our final touch up on what we're going to do in terms of planting on the bank here. We need to have access to go through there. So that wall goes to that corner and then back over to that pillar, so it connects this whole space.
Nice.
The other thing we've done here now is we've really brought the grade up to our base grade, basically with our stone, our separation fabric and all, so that the next phase of the project, and that's going to be installing the fireplace. There's going to be a big, huge fireplace on the end of the pavilion and the pavilion itself. So those guys are going to come in here now that we've got this grade established and put those structures up while we move on to something else until they're done. Okay. And of course, the other thing we did is we built this beautiful
oh boy, it is pretty and it's
grill
big.
island. Yeah, that's pretty big. So typically we've got a refrigerator in there, we've got access doors. This is a larger grill, it's a 5-burner grill here. And we have a side burner here, it's got a rotisserie. We worked with some of these different caps on here to bring some texture and a little bit of a different look to the caps instead of the regular stone walls or stone caps that we typically use. We're going to use them on this perimeter wall as well. Mm-hmm. They put the granite in, then we built up above that, and we wanted to create a little bit of a backdrop. We also installed a couple little shelves in there so they can put some knickknacks or whatever.
Spices.
Something, yeah, exactly. All the electricals, all as you can see, is already in and plumbed in. We have our gas line is already plumbed in. That's all underground. Goes over to the other side of the house, both to the propane tank and to the electric service. So that's all ready to go. This is the electric that'll come into the pavilion. It's going to be a fan and lights, and they're talking about putting some heaters in there as well so they can stay out here longer in the season.
Wow.
And we also, if you can see that we installed a couple of drains. So the drainage here is a little bit complicated because we need to make sure we're going to get rid of the water. We don't want to have any water standing, particularly under the pavilion. So we got these drains established, and we're going to grade everything to those drains and out so it doesn't sit up here in this space.
Perfect.
And then finally we can walk down the steps we built down below. We have the lower patio, which we've already installed. And we've got a major project going on right now on the hill we can take a look at.
All right. Wow, this looks nice.
Yeah, we're getting there, right?
Yeah.
So this is the access to get from the upper entertaining patio down to this lower patio that we installed earlier. That's a finished basement down below. So now that we've got multiple areas to work with. So you can see what we've done originally. Our first part of this project was getting up this retaining wall,
Right.
which was a huge undertaking because it was quite a mess behind there. All different kinds of gravel and rock and stuff. So we had to do quite a bit of excavation so we can get that up and make sure it's going to stay up. Get a good solid foundation for it, and of course we use our geogrid and stone drainage and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we can see with some plantings, some simple plantings in here. There are going to be lights all in the walls here, up above on the grill island as well, and inside here as well. But you can see we've got a beautiful outdoor patio here underneath this newly constructed deck. So they've got so many multiple places to entertain. We do have a large family. But that noise in the background, let's go take a look at that.
Jim, this looks like it's hard to get up and down the hill. Like it's really steep.
It's a very steep slope, yeah. So let me tell you about this here. As often happens on a lot of these projects, the homeowner will come to us and say, hey, while you're here, can you do this? This was not part of the original project. What was here originally was just a bank load of underbrush. It was all wild barberry and bramblebush, and it was just an absolute mess, and the homeowner hated it. So he went out and got an excavator and just started ripping all the stuff off of the bank because he just didn't like it anymore. At that point, he left just a naked bank, and it wasn't graded the way it is here currently. So he asked me if we can just do something different with the bank. I said, well, yeah, but it's going to take a bit of courage to do this one. So we had to haul in, I think there was 30 or 40 triaxle loads of fill just so we can get the grade to work out halfway decent. And then what we're doing now is we're laying down weed fabric, we're doing planting weed fabric, and then this number 4 riprap. Because the nice thing about this is it's going to stay in place, it's not going to roll down the hill to cover all this area. And as the plants mature, a lot of that will get covered. It's going to be very colorful. We chose a really great selection of plants that's going to get a lot of seasonal color in them.
Nice.
But anyway, it turns into another 4 or 5 day project, which we weren't considering originally. But that's what happens sometimes. In the end, I think it's going to be great, and it was the right thing to do, and we had to do it at this time while we still had access to get in here before we closed everything up. So that's what we're doing right now, and the boys are just having fun being billy goats for a couple of days.
Jim, I see that this large, massive rock bank is now completed.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But that's all done. The plants are doing great. And when we come back, we're going to show you how much we've completed so far at this section of the project.
Up next, the main backyard patio begins to take shape.
Isn't it time for you to start enjoying your backyard just like you see in the magazines and on TV? Hi, I'm Jim Skakoza from Chestnut Hill Nursery, and we're here to help. For over 40 years, we've been creating beautiful landscapes for folks just like you. You can count on us to build it right the first time and create a long-lasting project that'll provide a lifetime of memories. Imagine a new patio, fire pit, or outdoor kitchen. Then complete the scene with amazing outdoor audio and lighting. Together, we can dream it, design it, and our expert team can build it. So go to chnursery.com, make this the season you turn those dreams into reality. Start planning that first party now.
Sonia's Sweet Inspirations will help you blow your guests away with elegant cakes, cute cupcakes, specialty desserts, and more. Reader's Choice Award winner for Best Wedding Cakes. Sonia's Sweets are just that, sweet. Stop by North 9th Street, Stroudsburg to try a new fresh dessert today. So come by to Sonia's Sweet Inspirations at North 9th Street, Stroudsburg. Check us out at soniassweetinspirations.com and follow us on Facebook.
Well, Jim, you know, this is such a large project, but I think we should show people what we've done so far.
Sure, sure. So if you remember, we kind of started in this space down here. There was nothing here. There was no deck above us, no patio. There was an old retaining wall that was falling down that we took down. So the project really needed to begin at the base and work our way up, so that's what we've done thus far. So we created this beautiful little patio down here, which is outside the basement, which is all finished down below. Okay, but we had to also build this fairly large retaining wall to keep everything back so we can build the structure that we're doing up above. In the process, we also, it's kind of a sideline, the homeowner decided to really tackle this bank. And so that turned into a little side project where we had to go in there, grade everything out, put the rock on there, do the plantings, and of course the outcome is really terrific. But I think maybe what we should do is walk up top and I'll show you some of the things we've completed so far.
Okay. Well, Jim, I remember when this wasn't level and we had a hill to deal with. This looks great so far.
A little different, huh?
Yeah.
A little larger too, the space anyway. But let's get started over here at the grill line. I'll tell you what's going on here.
Okay.
So in the conversations that we had with the homeowner, and this went over a period of a couple of years to develop the plan that we wanted to put here. And we talked a lot about the elements, how they were going to use the space, how much space they required. So that's how we came up with the overall design and concept. And part of it was this grill island because they have a lot of family outings, large family, they get together a lot, they do a lot of grilling outside. So we built this grill island and we've got all the features that you would expect, you know, refrigerator, which is still, it's in the garage actually. The grill, some access points, side burner, and then we built this backdrop so when you're standing here, you know, you're not looking beyond the space, you're kind of contained in this space. We have lighting in the space, we built some shelves into this, which is great, they love that, and a beautiful granite countertop. So completes the scene. To your right, I should say, in this space here, that opening, now that's going to be paved, but he also has a smoker and a griddle.
Nice.
You know, so that's going to go in those areas. So they're going to do a lot of cooking, so hopefully we get invited.
I know. That'd be nice.
The central feature on this patio is an outdoor fireplace and a large pavilion. 2 separate crews are brought in to work on these elements. Once it's in place, work to finish this area begins.
Well, Jim, it's been a while since I've been here and you've really gotten a lot more work done.
Well, we've missed you. But in the meantime, we've been doing quite a bit of work here, yeah. So this project continues. We still got a ways to go yet, but we're getting closer and closer with each passing day. So I think the last time you were here, this structure was up, the pavilion was up, but they were still doing some final workings on the fireplace back here. We've since come in here and finished up. We did all the low voltage lighting underneath here, so we have lights that literally light up the ceiling at night, which is really great. We have some discussion lights right up in here that just put a little glow on the entry as you come in here, so it's really pretty cool. So this space, and again, the homeowner just couldn't wait to use it, so they've already had a couple Monday night football games in here, Sunday night, and even though it's not complete, they're enjoying it already, so that's always a good thing to see. So over here, this wasn't here last time you were here, this wall. We had stopped with that pillar there and the steps going up. So we added an additional pillar and then this wall, this little wing wall here. The concept here being is that we really wanted to enclose the whole space as a big room, like basically a room within a big room.
Right.
And so that's what that wall does for us. And then we had to come in and regrade that whole bank. Originally that slope was way back in there, so we filled all that out. There's going to be a walkway that comes out of here and exit out of the patio area that goes out to the front of the home. And so that really worked out nice. Of course, this will all get planted and all too. But as you can see, the boys now are really starting to work on some of the planting. We're trying to take advantage of some of this great weather.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And get some of these plants in the ground.
Still ahead, this large project is finished and will give you a final look. First Northern Bank and Trust is your local loan specialist for both personal and business needs. Our local decision makers offer fast approvals and customized financial solutions, helping you reach your goals. First Northern Bank and Trust combines friendly service with the latest technologies to make banking quick, easy, and convenient. We continue to grow in Carbon, Lehigh, Monroe, and Northampton counties, serving you with 11 local branches. First Northern Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. New technology is evolving for home heating and cooling. Manufacturers keep updating their products. RJ Groner Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing constantly trains its employees, investing in virtual reality tools and in-house schooling. When you call RJ Groner for help, we send a tech who has the knowledge to solve your problem. Their skills are the best in the area.
Customer service is our #1 priority. Whether it's an installation or emergency repair, call us at 570-421-7260.
Now is the time to take your car to Best Auto Service Center in Tannersville. We have ASE certified technicians. Mention this ad and get a free winter maintenance check. Don't get stuck. Make sure you have adequate snow tires, windshield wipers, and a properly working battery. Best Auto can install rust proofing on your vehicle to protect it from salt and road grime. See the team for your next appointment at Best Auto Service Center, Route 611 in Tannersville. Visit our Facebook page for monthly specials.
Well, Jim, this was a big project. It's so pretty. I'm sure it's going to be spectacular for everyone to see. I think we need to show everyone.
Well, we're excited to show it. So we're very proud of what we accomplished here, and so is the homeowner. We'll take a walk around. We'll start right here in the front.
Okay.
So we redid a lot of the planting beds in here, as you can see. This walkway that we're standing on, there was originally an old paver walkway in here that was in pretty bad shape. We ripped all that out and put in this new walkway, which matches the work that we've done in the rear of the property. And of course, we've got some landscape lighting in here. So at least when you come up, the entry is very inviting, brings you and your guests to the backyard. So let's go back and take a look.
Okay.
So Connie, as you come up to the back here in the yard, you know, we've always had to deal with this big bank that was here.
Right.
And what we wanted to do is make, as you come down this walkway, make it inviting and direct you into the new patio space. So we used a lot of the boulders that were on site. We brought some additional boulders in, and we created this nice little mountainous rock garden here, which really worked out very nicely. It's very pretty, and it's very welcoming. There's a lot, we've got some lavender in there. We've got a lot of nice things, and the homeowner especially wanted to have a lot of roses in here, so we have some of those on the far side. But this really greets you as you come into the space. And as we make our turn here, and we come into the whole new patio space.
Wow.
You can see how this just opens up to such a great entertaining area. So much different than what was here originally, which was basically nothing. So we've totally transformed this area, brought it back up to the proper grade so when you walk out of the house, it's right at the right grade, and created this whole new patio space. Pretty amazing, isn't it?
It is. It's beautiful. Jim, I really like how this flower bed turned out.
Isn't that pretty? Again, we wanted to make a little bit of a transition. So there's so much hardscape here. So we created this raised bed. We used a nice curb block and just put a simple planting in there and some little decorative lighting in there, which is really great. You know, behind you here, if you remember, there was no deck here.
Right.
Those sliding glass doors over there were just windows. And so they really wanted to make more of a way to come through the house and into the space as opposed to going around the other side. So they had a contractor come in and take out the windows and put in a new sliding door and built this deck. So now they have this beautiful transition to go from inside the house to the deck to the patio, and it just worked out really great. So we're real happy with the way that is. And of course, we have our magnificent grilling station here,
This is
which
beautiful.
was a real work in progress, and it really came out great, and they love it.
Wow, Jim, this just keeps getting prettier.
That's great, isn't it? So, you know, anytime we do a design, especially something on a large scale like this, you always want to consider flow. And it's all about movement through the project and how it relates to the rest of the house. So as we come down the steps here, you'll see as we go down below, there's a patio under there that we created, which is underneath that deck, and that space underneath there There's another entry door into a finished basement. So they have all these options to getting through the space from above, from below, from the front, and it just creates a very natural and warm flow coming through the project itself.
Nice.
So you can see we built up these retaining walls. They were quite a chore. You can see how high they are. There's our grill up above.
It's pretty.
You know, here's the patio, but out here in the bank, if you remember, this was kind of a side project in a way. It wasn't really part of the original plan, but this was just a mess of a hill with just all kinds of wild barberries and native plants and stuff. We came up with this idea of clearing the entire bank. We reshaped it, regraded it, planted it up, and put this riprap fabric and riprap on the bank there to keep the weeds down. And it really come together pretty nicely. I mean, this is just a host of colors throughout the season based on the plantings that we planted down there. All right, Connie, we'll make our way up the stairs here.
These
we
are
have another
beautiful.
little section up here that we put together for the homeowner. And they wanted to create another space up here where they do some entertaining. They're going to put a fire pit up here. We built this little wall. There's some lighting in the wall. We have the patio here, but why they like this space is because when you're up high like this, I mean, this is just a beautiful vista of their property and the surrounding woods and wildlife that's here.
Yeah. Jim, this patio is so beautiful.
Yeah, it's large, and it really brings the whole space together. The whole project started from this area, and we kind of worked out from there. A lot of issues that we had here with grades and putting up retaining walls, etc. Drainage, you can see where you're standing here. We wanted to make sure we didn't have any water pooling in this area at all, so we took care of the drainage. You can see underneath the pavilion there, we've changed up the pattern on the pavers. We used all those large grande pavers to switch it up a little bit there and create a little bit different border.
It's kind of like its own room.
Yeah, but one of the interesting things was several years ago, the homeowner had his roof replaced. And when they wanted to do the pavilion, he wanted to have the same shingles on the pavilion as the home. Problem was, they don't make them anymore.
Oh boy.
Well, it turns out he went back to the original place where he got the shingles, and they still had, I don't know, maybe a couple of pallets of the same shingle left from when he did his original order.
Wow.
And he was able to get the same shingles and put them on.
Nice.
So again, it really helped to just tie everything together. And that's what's great about some of these projects, is bringing all the elements together to make something that's really perfectly fitted.
Jim, I don't think I want to leave. It's too comfortable here.
Isn't it great? I mean, it's just, this is why we do the projects that we do. And to see the faces of the homeowners after we've completed it, it's a wonderful feeling. This is a great space. It's almost an all seasons room. You have the fire pit, or fireplace really here, and there's also heating elements up above, so they're out here even in the cooler temperatures, which is great. And they just love the space.
It's nice when you can really enjoy it almost 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Probably even in the winter when there's some...
Well, I'm sure he'll be out here in the winter. You know, grilling and fireplace, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about a project, large or small, doesn't have to be as large as this either. You know, we'd love to come and talk to you about it. Give us a call or contact us on the web.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time right here. Have a party here.
Yeah.
People
I don't
come.
know.
People enjoy. Oh, Steve.
Well, don't encourage him.
Got something in there?
Yeah, I got more than you want to know.
Well, Jim, I see that this massive rock bank.
Did you change your name? It's Connie again now?